Singing Cat. It was a little captive cat upon a crowded train. His mistress takes him from his box to ease his fretful pain. She holds him tight upon her knee, the graceful animal, and all the people look at him, he is so beautiful. But oh, he pricks and oh, he prods and turns upon her knee, then lifteth up his innocent voice in plaintive melody. He lifteth up his innocent voice, he lifteth up, he singeth, and to each human countenance a smile of grace he bringeth. He lifteth up his innocent paw, upon her breast he clingeth, and everybody cries, Behold the cat that singeth. He lifteth up his innocent voice, he lifteth up, he singeth, and all the people warm themselves in the love his beauty bringeth. Fafnir and the Knights. In the quiet waters of the forest pool, Fafnir the dragon his tongue will cool. His tongue will cool and his muzzle dip, until the soft waters lave his muzzle tip. Happy, simple creature in his coat of mail, with a mild, bright eye and a waving tail. Happy the dragon in the days expended before the time had come for dragons to be hounded, delivered in their simplicity to the knights of the advancing band, who, seeing the simple dragon, must kill him out of hand. The time has not come yet, but must come soon. Meanwhile, happy Fafnir, take thy rest in the afternoon. Take thy rest, Fafnir, while thou mayest, in the green grass where thou liest. Happy, knowing not in thy simplicity that the knights have come to do away with thee. When thy body shall be torn and thy lofty spirit broken into pieces for a knight's merit, when thy lifeblood shall be spilt and thy being mild in torment and dismay to death beguiled, Fafnir, I shall say then, thou art better dead, for the knights have burnt thy grass, and thou couldst not have fed. Away, melancholy. Away, melancholy, away with it, let it go. Are not the trees green, the earth as green? Does not the wind blow, fire leap, and the rivers flow? Away, melancholy. The ant is busy, he carrieth his meat. All things hurry to be eaten or eat. Away, melancholy. Man too hurries, eats, couples berries. He is an animal also. With a hey-ho, melancholy, away with it, let it go. Man of all creatures is superlative. Away, melancholy. He of all creatures alone raiseth a stone. Away, melancholy. Into the stone the god pours what he knows of good, calling good God. Away, melancholy, let it go. Speak not to me of tears, tyranny, pox, wars, saying, Can God's stone of man's thought be good? Say rather it is enough that the stuffed stone of man's good growing by man's called God. Away, melancholy, let it go. Man aspires to good, to love, sighs. Beaten, corrupted, dying, in his own blood lying, yet heaves up an eye above, cries, Love, love. It is his virtue needs explaining, not his failing. Away, melancholy, away with it, let it go. Thoughts about the person from Porlock. Coleridge received the person from Porlock, and ever after called him a curse. Then why did he hurry to let him in? He could have hid in the house. It was not right of Coleridge, in fact it was wrong. But often we all do wrong. As the truth is, I think he was already stuck with Kubla Khan. He was weeping and wailing, I am finished, finished, I shall never write another word of it, when along comes the person from Porlock and takes the blame for it. It was not right, it was wrong, but often we all do wrong. May we inquire the name of the person from Porlock? Why, Pawson, didn't you know? He lived at the bottom of Porlock Hill, so had a long way to go. He wasn't much in the social sense, though his grandmother was a Warlock, one of the Rutlandshire ones, I fancy, and nothing to do with Porlock. And he lived at the bottom of the hill, as I said, and had a cat named Flo, and had a cat named Flo. I long for the person from Porlock to bring my thoughts to an end. I am becoming impatient to see him. I think of him as a friend. Often I look out of the window, often I run to the gate. I think, he will come this evening. I think it is rather late. I am hungry to be interrupted for ever and ever, amen. O person from Porlock, come quickly and bring my thoughts to an end. I felicitate the people who have a person from Porlock to break up everything and throw it away, because then there will be nothing to keep them, and they need not stay. Why do they grumble so much? He comes like a benison. They should be glad he has not forgotten them. They might have had to go on. These thoughts are depressing, I know, they are depressing. I wish I was more cheerful, it is more pleasant. Also, it is a duty. We should smile as well as submitting to the purpose of one above, who is experimenting with various mixtures of human character, which goes best. All is interesting for him, it is exciting, but not for us. There I go again. Smile, smile, and get some work to do. Then you will be practically unconscious without positively having to go. So full. I was so full of love and joy there was not enough people to love. So I said, let there be God. Then there was God above. I was so full of anger and hate. To be hated was not enough people. So I said, let there be a devil to hate. Then down below was the devil. These persons have worked very much in my mind, and by being not true have made me unkind. So now I say, away with them, away. We should not believe fairy stories if we wish to be good. Think of them as persons from the fairy wood. God speaks. I made man with too many faults, yet I love him. And if he wishes, I have a home above for him. I should like him to be happy. I am genial. He should not paint me as if I were abominable. As for instance, that I had a son and gave him for their salvation. This is one of the faults I meant. It leads to nervous prostration. All the same, there is a difficulty. I should like him to be happy in heaven here, but he cannot come by wishing, only by being already at home here. O Christianity, Christianity! O Christianity, Christianity, why do you not answer our difficulties? If he was God, he was not like us. He could not lose. Can perfection be less than perfection? Can the creator of the devil be bested by him? What can the temptation to possess the earth have meant to him who made and possessed it? What do you mean? And sin, how could he take our sins upon him? What does it mean? To take sin upon one is not the same as to have sin inside one and feel guilty. It is horrible to feel guilty. We feel guilty because we are. Was he horrible? Did he feel guilty? You say he was born humble, but he was not. He was born God, taking our nature upon him. But then you say he was perfect man. Do you mean perfectly man, meaning holy, or man without sin? Ah, perfect man without sin is not what we are. Do you mean he did not know that he was God? Did not know he was the second person of the Trinity? Oh, if he knew this and was, it was a source of strength for him we do not have. But this theology of emptying you preach sometimes, that he emptied himself of knowing he was God, seems a theology of false appearances, to mock your facts, as he was God, whether he knew he was or not. Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean? You never answer our difficulties. You say, Christianity, you say that the Trinity is unchanging from eternity. But then you say, at the incarnation he took our manhood into the Godhead that did not have it before. So it must have altered it, having it. Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean? You never answer our questions. Valuable, after reading 2 paragraphs in a newspaper. All these illegitimate babies. Oh, girls, girls, silly little cheap things. Why do you not put some value on yourselves? Learn to say no. Did nobody teach you? Nobody teaches anybody to say no nowadays. People should teach people to say no. Oh, poor panther, oh, you poor black animal. At large for a few moments in a school for young children in Paris, now in your cage again. How your great eyes bulge with bewilderment. There is something there that accuses us in your angry and innocent eyes, something that says, I am too valuable to be kept in a cage. Oh, these illegitimate babies. Oh, girls, girls, silly little valuable things. You should have said no. I am valuable. And again, it is because I am valuable I say no. Nobody teaches anybody they are valuable nowadays. Girls, you are valuable. And you, panther, you are valuable. But the girls say, I shall be alone. If I say I am valuable, and other people do not say it of me, I shall be alone. There is no comfort there. No, it is not comforting, but it is valuable. And if everybody says it, in the end, it will be comforting. And for the panther, too. If everybody says he is valuable, it will be comforting for him. I wish, oh, I wish that there were some wing, under which I could hide my head, a soft grey wing, a beautiful thing. Oh, I wish that there were such a wing. And then I should suddenly be quite sure, as I never was before, and fly far away and be gay instead of being hesitating and filled with dread. Oh, I wish I could find a wing. But today, as I walk on the pavement, I see where a car is parked, in the wheel's bright chromium hub, I see a world stretching out that is like but unlike the world that encloses me. And I wish to pass through the shining hub and go far away, as far as I might on the wings of the dove that first I thought would succour me and carry me far away. Oh, the hub is my love far more than the dove that first I thought would succour me. And now the shining, beautiful hub opens its door to me. I enter, through the hub I have entered, the world that shines so bright. The road stretches there in ochre, and blue is the sky I am walking into, and white is the beach I perceive of a heavenly sea, a roll in the realms of light. It rolls in the realms of light. Fish. Look, man, look. Underneath the brook sits the fish on a hook. What, man, what? Let him off? No, fear, I'm going to look. Yes, now I think I will go down to him to have a look at him in the depths of the perishable brook. So go now, man, pray go, no more say, loose the fish from the hook to swim away. Underneath the brook dim sits the fish. He sits on the hook, it is not in him. He is waiting for me, to carry me to the sea. I shall be happy then in the watery company of his kingdom. Goodbye, man dear. Goodbye quickly. I go to the fish impatiently. Venus when young, choosing death. I stood knee-deep in the sea. I saw gods coming towards me. All came and kissed, all kissed, it was for friendship. It was a hot day. The sea lapped to my knees and kissed me. All the gods were old friends. I knew them from long ago. They kissed me each after each and went in friendship. Kissed me on the lips, held me to them, set me again in the knee-deep sea and went in friendship. Then came one drawing a boat after him. He set me in the boat. He set me on his knees in the boat, kissing me. It was not for friendship. Oh, how happy this day was! All day in his arms I was, but not for friendship. A little breeze drew now from the land, bringing a smell of poppies, and on his head was poppies, and in his hand poppies, and on his lips, when he kissed me, a taste of poppies. Sleep or death kissed me, not for friendship. You do not kiss one for friendship? No, for welcome, to welcome one home. Pearl. To an American lady poet committing suicide because of not being appreciated enough. Then cried the American poet where she lay supine, "My name is Pearl. I was cast before swine." Yes, I know. That pale face stretches across the centuries. It is so subtle and yielding, yet innocent. Her name is Lucrezia Borgia. Yes, I know. I knew her brother Cesare once, but only for a short time. The Grange. Oh, there hasn't been much change at the Grange. Of course, the blackberries growing closer make getting in a bit of a poser, but there hasn't been much change at the Grange. Old Sir Prior died, they say, on the point of leaving for the seaside. They never found the body, which seemed odd to some. Not me, seeing as what I seen the butler done. Oh, there hasn't been much change at the Grange. The governess has got it now, Miss Ersey having moved down to the Green Cow. Proper done out of her right she was, a shame. And what's that the governess pushes round at nights in the old pram? Oh, there hasn't been much change at the Grange. The shops leave supplies at the gate now, meat, groceries, mostly old tin stuff, you know, from McInnes's. They wouldn't go up to the door, not after what happened to Fred's par. Oh, there hasn't been much change at the Grange. Passing there early this morning, cor lummy, I hears a whistling sound coming from the old chimney. Whistling it was fit to bust, and not a note wrong. The old pot, whistling the death of Nelson. No, there hasn't been much change at the Grange, but few goes that way somehow. Not now. Scorpion. This night shall thy soul be required of thee. My soul is never required of me. It always has to be somebody else, of course. Will my soul be required of me tonight, perhaps? I often wonder what it will be like to have one's soul required of one, but all I can think of is the outpatients department. Are you Mrs. Briggs, dear? No, I am Scorpion. I should like my soul to be required of me, so as to waft over grass till it comes to the blue sea. I am very fond of grass. I always have been. But there must be no cow, person, or house to be seen. Sea and grass must be quite empty. Other souls can find somewhere else. O Lord God, please come and require the soul of thy scorpion. Scorpion so wishes to be gone. When walking. A talented old gentleman painting a hedge came suddenly upon my mind's eye when walking. Forgive me for my sins, and bring me to everlasting life, to be with thee in happiness for ever, I wanted to say, but I could not. My heart leaps, I said, I am filled with joy for your hedge. Nodding, he vanished. Hersey. A troll and his wife speak of the human child they stole. What's wrong with yousy? Nothing with me'sy. Then what with who'sy? Only with hersey. So what with hersey? A hearse for hersey, a hearse for hersey came for her. What colour was it then? Golden, golden. Was there anyone in it? A pale king was in it. That was not a hearse for hersey, husband. It was her marriage carriage. It was a hearse for me then. My heart went with them and died then. Husband, ah, measy, your heart has died for hersey. Without it you cannot be easy. Oblivion. It was a human face in my oblivion, a human being and a human voice that cried to me, "Come back, come back, come back." But I would not. I said I would not come back. It was so sweet in my oblivion. There was a sweet mist wrapped me round about, and I trod in a sweet and milky sea, knee-deep, that was so pretty and so beautiful, growing deeper. But still the voice cried out, "Come back, come back, come back to me from sweet oblivion." It was a human and related voice that cried to me in pain. So I turned back. I cannot help but like oblivion better than being a human heart and human creature. But I can wait for her. Her gentle mist and those sweet seas that deepen are my destiny, and must come, even if not soon. The Galloping Cat. Oh, I am a cat that likes to gallop about doing good. So, one day when I was galloping about doing good, I saw a figure in the path. I said, "Get off, because I am a cat that likes to gallop about doing good." But he did not move. Instead, he raised his hand as if to land me a cuff. So I made to dodge, so as to prevent him bringing it off. Unfortunately, I slid on a banana skin some ass had left instead of putting in the bin. So his hand caught me on the cheek. I tried to lay his arm open from wrist to elbow with my sharp teeth, because I am a cat that likes to gallop about doing good. Would you believe it? He wasn't there. My teeth met nothing but air. But a voice said, "Poor cat," meaning me, and a soft stroke came on me head. Since when I have been bald. I regard myself as a martyr to doing good. Also, I heard a swoosh as of wings and saw a halo shining at the height of Mrs. Gubbin's backyard fence. So I thought, what's the good of galloping about doing good, when angels stand in the path and do not do as they should, such as having an arm to be bitten off? All the same, I intend to go on being a cat that likes to gallop about doing good. So, now with my bald head I go chopping the untidy flowers down to and fro, and scooping up the grass to show underneath the cinder path of wrath. Ha, 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 ho! Angels aren't the only ones who do not know what's what, and that galloping about doing good is a full-time job that needs an experienced eye of earthly sharpness, worth, I dare say, if you'll forgive a personal note, a good deal more than all that sky stuff of angels that make so bold as to pity a cat like me that gallops about doing good. Grave by a holm oak. You lie there, Anna, in your grave now, under a snow sky, you lie there now. Where have the dead gone? Where do they live now? Not in the grave, they say. Then where now? Tell me, is it where I may go? Ask not, cries the holm oak. Weep, says snow. The sea widow. How fares it with you, Mrs. Cooper, my bride? Long are the years since you lay by my side. Do you wish I was back? Do you speak of me, dearest? I wish you were back for me to hold nearest. Who then lies nearer, Mrs. Cooper, my bride? A black man comes in with the evening tide. What is his name? Tell me, how does he dare? He comes uninvited, his name is Despair. The stroke. I was a beautiful plant. I stood in the garden supreme, till there came a blight that fell on each leaf. How I wish this had not been. Oh, I wish this had not been. I can feel the sun, and my blighted leaves in an elderly way grow glad. But oh, in my depths I bleed, from a heart that is youthful and sad, from a heart that is pierced and sad. Come death. I feel ill. What can the matter be? I'd ask God to have pity on me, but I turn to the one I know and say, come death, and carry me away. Ah me, sweet death, you are the only God who comes as a servant when he is called, you know. Listen then to this sound I make, it is sharp. Come death, do not be slow.